But let's go to the story that's breaking at the moment. The big breaking story that we are getting you is on the Sabarimala temple in Kerala that has opened this evening for the second time since the Supreme Court order allowed women's entry last month. A 26-year-old woman now, we are told, has come with her family to the Pamba base camp. The lady has been identified as Anju from Cherthala in Kerala. The family, we are told, is at the police control room. Police officials are meeting in Pamba regarding the situation. Remember, last time, women who tried to enter were prevented from entering the temple site despite that court order. Let's go straight across to our correspondent, Jay Gopi. Gopi Krishna joins me at the moment. Gopi, give us a sense of what is happening. What is the police saying at the moment? Are they going to allow this woman, if she wants to go to the temple, which has, I'm told, now become a fortress?
Well, indeed, Rajdeep, that's what we could see in Pamba and other parts of Sabarimala over the last 24 hours, because there is very heavy police deployment in all parts of this temple, be it the shrine complex in Sannidhanam or the base camp in Pamba, or even the actual base camp where the devotees come and will have to park their private vehicles in Nilakal. It has become an absolute fortress, and there is foolproof security is what we can say. On the other hand, today we had this incident in the afternoon where a family, which including a 26-year-old lady, her husband and her children, has come to the police control room in Pamba. They are still there is what we have been told. Initially, we were given the information that this family has come there seeking permission and protection from the state police to offer their prayers in Sabarimala, because we have seen how the women who wanted to offer their prayers were treated by the protesters and self-proclaimed devotees in the last season when the temple was opened. But after the meeting, we could actually speak to some of the senior officials who actually refrained from speaking on camera, but they have actually told on record that the woman is not, that particular lady is not actually interested, or she has not yet expressed her desire to go into the temple. Now that is something really important, and that is why the police is telling, because they are actually smelling something really fishy in this family which has come up now. They have already got in touch with their relatives who are in Cherthala, and the relatives have apparently told the police that they should not be taking into account the words of the husband, because there are some things that the police and the family will have to sort out. The relatives, in fact, will have to sort out, and the relatives are now on their way to Pamba, and maybe we will be looking at a situation where this family, with a lady who has not expressed her desire, will be sent back with the relatives. And we have been told that it was the husband who insisted the lady to come over here, and he actually insisted the police that she should be taken to Sabarimala, and the police has actually made it very clear that without the consent of the women or the lady, they cannot be taken or given protection. Now
I'm going to leave it there, Gopi. I'm going to leave it there. Let's move on. Because as Sabarimala opens its doors for the second time since the Supreme Court order allowing the entry of women of all ages, a political controversy is now brewing. A video has emerged showing the Kerala BJP chief, Sridharan Pillai, appearing to take credit for what he says was the orchestrating of the Sabarimala protest, and actually applauding BJP supporters for their role in it. Take a look.
The showdown in Sabarimala, allegedly orchestrated by the BJP, but never admitted by the party. Not anymore. The state BJP president, PS Sridharan Pillai, has been caught on camera praising Yuva Morcha workers for their role in the protest. He says people are surrendering before BJP's agenda.
ആ അജണ്ടയ്ക്ക് പിന്നിൽ ഓരോരുത്തരായി അടിയറവ് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് രംഗം കാലിയാക്കുമ്പോൾ അവസാനം അവശേഷിക്കുന്ന നമ്മളും നമ്മുടെ എതിരാളികളായ ഇന്നത്തെ ഭരണകൂടവും അവരുടെ പാർട്ടികളുമാണ് എന്ന് ഞാൻ കരുതുകയാണ്. ഈ കഴിഞ്ഞ മാസം, മലയാള മാസം 1-ാം തീയതി മുതൽ 5-ാം തീയതി വരെ 17 മുതൽ 22 വരെയുള്ള സമരം ഏതാണ്ട് BJP-യാണ് അത് പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്ത് നടപ്പാക്കിയത്.
Pillai also explains how he motivated and gave confidence to the Tantri, or the chief priest of Sabarimala, to close the temple to prevent women from entering the shrine. Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan has lashed out at the BJP. When India Today confronted the state BJP chief over the viral video, Pillai said he saw nothing wrong in his speech.
That was visible for everybody. Alla Yuva Morcha public meeting. that was visible for everybody. Press people was there. Chief Minister is the villain, and CPM, the State Secretary, is a conspirator in that process.
The political controversy comes at a time when the Sabrimala has reopened. Hundreds of devotees are taking trek. But so far, no women between 10 and 50 years of age have joined.
Our ladies, our mothers and grandmothers have been leading this. Save Sabrimala is the name of our campaign. It's a spiritual campaign, non-communal, non-political and non-violent.
The shrine has turned into a virtual fortress with 2,300 police personnel, including a 20-member commando team deployed to avoid any violence.
Right now we are in the Pamba checkpoint, which is the last point where there will be a checking before the pilgrims start their trekking uphill. And as you can see in the visual, the pilgrims have started coming in. Now you can see in this visual there are hundreds of devotees who have started coming with their irumudi and all. And as you can see on this left hand side, I will just ask my camera person to show there is very tight security checking that is being going on. This is actually on the basis of the intelligence input about potential untoward incidents in Sabrimala, because we have seen how Sabrimala has become a war zone in the recent weeks.
Last month, despite the Supreme Court order allowing women of all ages to enter Sabrimala, the protesters had prevented any female from the age group of 10 to 50 years of age from visiting the shrine. The Supreme Court takes up the matter again on November 13th when it hears the review petition on its verdict. With Gopi Krishnan Unnithan in Sabrimala, Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's raise some of the big questions tonight. Right at the top, is the Sabrimala agitation being scripted by the BJP as alleged in that video? Has the BJP ended up putting a desire for votes above the law of the land? Did the Kerala government play into the BJP's hands by initially refusing talks? Is the left government also guilty, as the BJP says, of hurting Hindu sentiments? Time for our face-off tonight. So did the BJP script and organize the Sabrimala protest? That's the big question on the face-off. Joining me now, Malvika Avinash, member of the BJP, and Sunit Chopra of the CPIM, the ruling party in Kerala. Malvika Avinash, the immediate provocation for my face-off is the video of your Kerala BJP chief Sridharan Pillai, who's making it very clear that the protests were planned by the BJP, they were successful. Goes on to even say that Thantri had asked if locking the temple will be a contempt of court. I told him he's not alone, thousands with him. I hope the Thantri repeats what he did. Effectively, your party leadership, first Amit Shah a couple of weeks ago, now your state BJP chief are saying we will defy the Supreme Court, but we will ensure that the Sabrimala agitation continues.
I think the Kerala BJP President Sridharan Pillai has explained the entire scenario in a press meet, and I do hope that you report that press meet as well alongside the other matter that you have just reported. And he has explained very clearly that he and the Tantri are both facing defamation cases that has been filed by the LDF government. Let us just understand this entire problem in perspective. To begin with, a government is, when it is by the people, it is also expected to be for the people. And I think the communist government of Kerala has failed on that count of being for the people. Had they understood the aspirations and the sentiments of the people of Kerala, this standoff would not have occurred.
But ma'am, the central question of defying a Supreme Court verdict. Ma'am, you're not answering the question which even Mr. Pillai was unsuccessful in addressing in his press conference. The open defiance of a Supreme Court order there in that meeting which we have on air with the BJP Yuva Morcha. That is the question. Is it that the BJP has decided that irrespective of what the court has to say, Sabrimala is a popular movement with which we are going to get involved and we are going to organize and script it?
Organize and script, I think, is taking it too far. This is a people's movement. I don't think anyone can script it or organize it. This was an impulsive movement. Lakhs of women came onto the streets protesting the judgment, just as much as it is anyone's constitutional right to go to court seeking entry. It is everyone's constitutional right to also protest what they feel passionately for, and this has been misplaced as a tradition versus constitution issue. It is a constitution versus constitution issue. It is perhaps the right of a non-believer under 14 versus the right of a believer under 25. So it is a clash of two constitutional rights, and I do hope that the Supreme Court takes into consideration all of these views in the review petition.
I'll come back to that review petition in a moment, but Suneet Chopra, respond to what you're hearing from the BJP spokesperson. They are saying this is a people's movement, a popular movement, a devotees movement. Don't target the BJP despite what Mr. Pillai has said today, or indeed what was said a few days ago by Amit Shah.
In fact, the words of Mr. Pillai are enough. He said, Sabrimala is a golden opportunity. Creating chaos, violating the Supreme Court judgment, violating the law of the country is a golden opportunity for the BJP. I'm shocked that the party ruling at the center sees mayhem as a golden opportunity. The second thing that he said was that the temple chief called him up and asked him whether it was actually whether it was actually closing the temple would amount to contempt of court. And he told him, doesn't matter, lots of people can go in for contempt of court. So he is against the judiciary, he is against the Supreme Court, he is against the government and of the state. And finally, he said that the BJP's Yuva Morcha created the trouble. So these are people who are ruling at the center, creating chaos in states governed by parties in opposition. I'm amazed.
I am asking.
I mean, they are doing exactly what Hitler did.
Yes, but
and they must understand
but Malvika
that
Avinash
eventually Hitler led to a war. His country was broken into two, and he committed
Mr.
suicide.
Pinarayi
I hope Mr. Modi
is
doesn't
today's
have
Hitler
to do
in
the same.
Kerala. Why don't you step out on the streets of Kerala and find out what the people think instead of sitting in your echo chamber and speaking, sir? Please step out on the streets of Kerala to find out what the women of
Mr.
Kerala
Vijayan
think.
is
It's
the
all
best
very well
chief
for you to sit in your
minister in the
echo chamber
country.
One by one.
And he has been voted as the best chief minister.
Look at
Okay,
the way
1
you are
minute, 1
using
minute, 1
brute
minute.
force.
So by
One
why-
minute,
There are
I will
ways to
switch off the
line up
mics as I've
so
promised.
many policemen
If there is
in a
any
temple.
cross talk, just a minute. Let's go one by one. Mr. Chopra, I asked you a question and then I'll get Malvika again to respond to that. That the BJP repeats the point that this is a popular movement. That when they say Sabrimala presents a golden opportunity for the BJP, what they're saying is that it is an opportunity to identify with a popular movement. How do you respond to that? That somewhere, even in a democracy, even if there is a court, there must be some space, according to the
I don't
BJP at
respond
least,
to that
or according to Mr.
because
Pillai, some space for public sentiment.
Because, no, fine, but there is public sentiment in Tamil Nadu also. They're never tired of telling us about Jallikattu. But Jallikattu was stopped for 2 days till the Supreme Court gave another judgment. The BJP did not see it proper to do anything like that. They violated the Supreme Court judgment and ensured that the Supreme Court is disgraced in this process of preventing its judgment being implemented by the government, which wanted to do it.
Let me just take that then to Malvika.
We have done one thing. We have not
Malvika,
behaved like them in Kashmir.
Malvika-
We have not spilled the blood of Indian citizens on our soil.
Okay, Malvika Avinash, therefore the direct
If
question.
he is going to go on,
Malvika Avinash,
then I can quote several
Ma'am,
examples
no,
of how
Malvika
the
Avinash,
communists
1
have
minute.
behaved across the world. We don't need any lessons from the communists
No.
on peace, harmony,
Ma'am,
democracy and the
I am
constitution.
asking you a
I
very
am
simple
sorry, sir.
question.
You
I'm
do not
asking
need
you,
to
ma'am, a
lecture me
very
on that.
simple, direct question. You are in power at the center. You are the country's premier national party. What is the message that is going out now if your leaders are being caught on camera openly saying that we will commit contempt of court but identify with the Sabrimala agitation? Tomorrow you will do it with the Ram Mandir. You did it, dare I say, in 1992 when the Babri Masjid was demolished despite what the Supreme Court directive was. This is extra constitutional methods. What is the message going out if you are a ruling party at the center, the major national party, and you are openly going to defy Supreme Court orders? What's the message that is being sent out, ma'am? That's the question. What is the message?
The person on the other side, Mr. Sardesai, isn't he a votary for dissent? And did the Supreme Court also not say that dissent should be allowed in a democracy? When there is a certain perception of the people
Yes.
that they are against
Dissent
a
does
certain
not allow
judgment and
violence.
that
Dissent
their
does
feelings
not
are being
allow violence.
violated,
One
that
minute,
their
Mr.
tradition
Chopra.
is being
Mr.
violated.
Chopra, 1 minute.
There is
Dissent does not allow
where is the
violence.
violence, sir?
Dissent does not
Where
allow
is the
violence.
violence?
There were
If
women who
protest
wanted
is
to.
violence,
There
then
were
there can't
women.
be protests in a democracy.
How? You ask
Where
the
is the
Tantri, you ask the Tantri, you encourage the Tantri to close the temple doors, don't allow women to enter. There were scenes, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, violence against the journalists who were covering the agitation. I
He
ask
did
you
not
again.
close it. He
I
said
asked
he
you.
will do so, but did he do it?
My point to you, ma'am, is very simple.
Sir,
There is
sir,
every,
let
you
the
have every
government-
right to
let
have a
the
democratic
government-
protest, but this has not been a
let the
democratic
government-
process. You can't have an undemocratic protest.
I can tell you for a fact that the protests that the BJP is indulging in are democratic and non-violent. Now, why the violence occurred, who was responsible for the violence is a matter that the state government has to take care of, has to investigate and find out.
Why can
is
you
the
not
state
wait
government
for the
arresting
review
all
petition
and
to be
sundry?
heard?
3,000 people. Anyone
Why
who
can you
appears
not wait,
suspicious
ma'am, for the
found
review
out.
petition?
Your
Mr.
man has
Chopra,
said
1
it
minute.
himself.
What kind of
Mr.
brute
Chopra,
force is
1
that?
minute.
Is that a
Shall
police
I
state?
give
Why
you his
can you not
statement?
allow,
The
why can't
communists
you
have
wait, Ms.
always been
Avinash?
violent.
Why can't you
I
wait
don't
till
need
the
any
review
preaching from the
petition?
communists on violence.
Why can
we
you
all
not-
know how many lakhs of people they've killed across the
Ma'am,
world.
why can you not wait for the review petition to be heard by the Supreme Court? What is
Sir,
it?
these
What is the
protests
urgency?
these protests, absolutely, but protests can't be prevented in a democracy. How can you prevent protests? And these are regular women protesting. By
Okay.
arresting all of them, what is the state government trying to say? That
Let-
they are a police state?
You know,
that
let-
they'll use brute force against innocent women and children who are trying to go to Sabrimala?
Okay, let me therefore ask you then,
They are
Sunit-
unable to execute the Supreme Court's order. It is their
You did
failure.
what Hitler
We cannot
did.
blame the
1
democratic
minute.
And I
protesters
want to
for it.
save this country from the fate of Germany.
No, you are now you are claiming, Mr. Chopra,
Sir,
that
I
what is
don't need
happening in
lessons from the
Kerala
communists,
is
sir.
Hitlerian.
I
1
don't
minute.
need lessons from the communists on violence.
Okay, Mr. Chopra,
Sir, we know what you've done. Burn
you are
over.
accusing the
We've done what
government.
you've
Yes.
done in Russia. We
They
know what-
govern the
1 minute,
country
Ms.
and
Avinash,
they
I will
break
have-
the law.
Okay, now I'm
Yes,
asking
I am
Mr.
accusing
Chopra.
them.
Mr. Chopra, answer a straight question. You've turned now the area into a police fortress. This is a temple area. Somewhere in the initial period, there was a feeling you had lost control over law and order. Now you are being accused of going the other extreme. I want to understand very clearly. You're accusing the BJP
haven't.
of of creating a Hitlerian-like situation. That may be seen by some as an exaggeration, but the left's own role. What is the left's own role
Yes.
going to be? What is it that you are trying to achieve?
The left's role is very clear. We are not using pellet guns like Kashmir, blinding the children, killing the people. The people of Kerala are safe with us, and we are not allowing bloodshed in the temples as they threaten, saying that we will cut our wrists and then we will commit suicide.
Okay.
We are not doing that. We have prevented a situation that would have
I don't know who
been a
threatened,
copy
sir.
of Babri
Please
Masjid.
speak to those who threatened. At least the BJP didn't do all that.
I will therefore ask you in conclusion, Ms. Malvika
Please
Avinash.
also report the High Court order
Ishwar
today.
did, you know, and
Please
Ishwar
also
said
report
it.
the High Court order today, which
Okay.
has come down so heavily on the Pinarayi Vijayan government.
Okay, let me
You
be-
report it. It seems to
Rahul
interest
Ishwar is
you.
not from the
Please
BJP,
report
sir.
it.
I don't know who
Please
he belongs
report
to,
it.
which group he belongs to.
I don't mind.
Okay, let's leave it there. Let's leave it
you
there. We do
report
not
it if
want
you think
no
that
more
That
cross
is for
talk.
the channel to do so,
Please
sir,
switch off
not
the
you
mics.
and me.
Show is over. Thank you both very much. You both had equal time to give your cases. I appreciate your joining me on my face-off this evening, ma'am and sir. Okay, my take that the BJP cadres were involved in the Sabrimala agitation has been hardly a secret. What is astonishing now is the brazenness with members of the ruling party, the party which is ruling the country at the centre, have chosen to challenge the Supreme Court order with a street agitation. First it was party chief Amit Shah who endorsed the agitation and questioned the Supreme Court's interference. Now it is the state BJP president who's taking credit for organising the agitation with he says a clear agenda. Yes, the BJP has every right as a political force to make its voice heard. Yes, the party sees an opportunity to grow in Kerala, a state which can be justifiably described as the BJP's last frontier. But no, the BJP does not have the right to take the law into their hands or allow public sentiments to overtake public order. When an average citizen commits contempt of court, he is hauled up and even jailed. What are political parties which repeatedly show a disdain for even the apex court? The BJP and its supporters must wait for a judicial review by the apex court on its Sabrimala order, as must those who are insisting on building a Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. You cannot be in government and then resort to extra constitutional methods to simply serve your political agendas. Those who do so are playing with fire, one that this country can ill afford to allow to spread from the north to now the south.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.